Oh boy.
Winston isn't here.
Brian, what do you think?
Mr. Clean?
I thought I was Norm.
Me and Tony
Um,
were making a joke.
Sheesh.
White people spicy.
That's where they go.
Gen Z Winston pickpocketing.
So
Brian.
Brian's canceled, Ryan's in.
That's how I'm feeling, man.
What other places?
Like if you smell bad or whatnot.
Let's start her up then. Welcome to the XYZ podcast. This is episode 38. I'm millennial producer Tony. Joining me, as always, are our hosts, Gen X Brian
Almost not joining you, but glad to be here.
and Gen Z Winston.
What it do? Gen X
Man.
Ryan, more like, according to the chat.
So today, man, I was in downtown Atlanta, and
Uh-huh.
it felt like escape from Atlanta. It was like, we're recording this, just before holiday weekend, and let me tell you, downtown Atlanta this weekend, Comic-Con, and also
Dragon Con.
Dragon Con.
or Dragon
not
Con.
Comic-Con,
Sorry, I'm not up
Yeah,
on my
get your nerd convention right, Brian.
I know,
That's
man.
What, yeah,
And-
otherwise we're gonna get canceled again.
and the first Georgia football game tomorrow at the
Oh,
Mercedes-Benz
that's
Stadium.
right.
So it's a
Yeah.
convergence of like football fans and super nerds. So
yeah.
it was.
Well, if
it
you
was-
really look at it, it's both super nerds. Just
That's
I
as
was
true.
just going to say, it's a thin line. It's a very
Right.
distinct line, but it's very thin.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
They're all dressing up like their favorite people.
Exactly.
Right.
They're
They
all
all
wearing
worship a
costumes.
muscular person.
But anyway, yeah, it was definitely like the escape from downtown. But I am here and glad to see you guys. So
Right.
Now, did you see any furries?
I did not. I was
Ah.
in just
Did you see any grown men in like schoolgirl uniform?
I was trying to get out of there. I just saw a lot of cars. I didn't see.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really notice any of the people because it was. There's a lot of people rolling into town this weekend.
Yes.
Right.
But anyway,
Yeah. Just want to follow up to last episode about Tag a Ripper. We looked them up, man. This guy only had 11 videos, Brian. You can't
He's
be
got so few videos.
you can't expect him to crank out like top of the line video.
now I would agree with you, but I would like to point to the fact that so just for if anybody didn't listen, this was post show. The end of the last show, I was complaining about a fellow on the YouTubes who goes by the name Tag the Ripper, who ripped a bonus track, vinyl only, available of a Fish song, and I was complaining that it had some glitches in it.
Was it you? Were you the one in the comments
I was
complaining?
not, especially after my comments last week. I decided I'm only positivity, man. Peace and love.
Right.
So somebody in the comments said, "Could you re-upload it because there's a glitch?" And he just flatly replied, "No." So, so yes, we went back and forth about whether or not that was okay. And so, yes, he's only done 11, but on the song that he ripped, it was labeled as high quality HQ vinyl rip. And I dispute that is not a high quality vinyl rip. It is a crappy glitch filled vinyl rip. So I'm staying.
Lots of
What?
lies online, Brian.
Yeah, that's
but-
hilarious.
But to circle back though, that was the one time I did feel like I was almost moved to leave a negative comment, and I thought there's no need for that.
Dude,
There's
you
no
would have
need
had
for-
like 300 nerds like responding to you, talking about complaining about a free rip, man.
It sounds
You
like
s-
he had 300 people backing him.
Do you think so?
I don't know
I
yet.
don't know, man. You've got the vinyl community. I mean, I am not an audiophile vinyl guy, but I can respect and understand the people that are so into it. And those people don't play, man. I mean, they're claiming that this
Yeah.
is the highest quality listening experience out there, and I appreciate their enthusiasm. So if you're gonna say that and then put it online with two skips even,
We should start tagging this Tag a Ripper guy just on the with our podcast just to see if he'll respond to Brian's comment.
Yeah, I
Be
don't know. I
hilarious.
didn't look farther into it. Yeah, he's got 11 videos.
That's right, Brian. Our next guest for the next episode will be Tag the Ripper. It's just gonna be you interviewing him the whole time.
Yeah, he's like, come
What's
on,
your
guys.
thought process when you're uploading a video with 2 glitches in them?
Come on, guys. My mom just let me put my stereo up in the basement. It sounds pretty good. I bumped the turntable when I was ripping it, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but that's, don't leave. I am always astounded about the comments online. And one thing that I've learned that the younger generation does, I see my daughter do this all the time, and Winston is often finding comedy gold in the comments.
Yeah.
Like that was for the longest time. That was not
Yeah.
some that I didn't care. You don't look at the comments. Who cares? I don't care what
Right.
other people have to say. You know, you mine it for comedy gold. And I mean, sometimes, you know, the joke
The joke is funnier
video-
than the
yeah.
actual video.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
love it,
So,
yeah.
but yeah, I find it's hilarious, like seeing my daughter see something and then she'll immediately scroll the comments too. So
Yeah.
it's like bonus content.
It is. You just hear the video playing in constant in the background while you're watching it. Yeah.
Yeah. Why
No,
did you
yeah.
guys look like what caused you to look up Tag the Ripper?
I don't know. Tony found him, and I was doing my.
After you spoke about him,
Yeah.
I was looking up the channel for links. I was linking him to the podcast, and I just went, "This dude doesn't have anything on here.
Yeah.
He doesn't have anything."
Well, no,
Which
we were trying to get him on the stream, Brian. That's why we had to look him up.
Again, man, this guy's got 11 videos. I don't need to be jumping on there. You know, it's very much if you don't have something nice to say, certainly don't put it online. I mean,
Right.
people were getting retroactively canceled for, you know, tweets from years ago.
Yeah.
Isn't that what happened to what John Legend's wife, Chrissy Teigen?
Chrissy Teigen's always been a shitty person, though. So it's just like,
Well, she was getting more and more famous, and then somebody like found tweets of her like bullying some girl from years back, and now it's
Yeah.
like, you know, bullying's never been cool, but now it's like really not cool, and she
Right.
had to like lie low for a while,
yeah.
you know, and kind of like got knocked down a couple of pegs because she was mean online. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. Who knows who's on the other end of that keyboard?
If she was, I don't know if you guys seen her recently. She looked like disgusting. Like, I don't want to say she's ugly,
I don't
but
follow Chrissy Teigen.
her face is like super botched from like all of the plastic
Oh,
injection or like
man,
Botox
John Legend,
injection.
you think he's got that money, man? They could get a good plastic surgeon.
Yeah, I mean, she does what she do with her own money because I think she used to be in like Victoria's Secret and that. No, I mean,
I don't know. Had that not happened, I probably would have forgot who she was. I mean, she
Right.
was like, you know who I always got her confused with back in the day? And here's a name you haven't heard in a while. And also, why do I remember this? Tila Tequila.
oh, Tila Tequila.
Yeah.
Hold on. Vietnamese legend Tila
Oh.
Tequila.
Oh,
Shout out to her. She was like a trailblazer, but for like shitty people. You know, it's just like it's like everything I don't want a daughter.
Did they need
to
a
be.
spokesperson?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Straight from the Vietnamese trailer park comes
Yeah,
Tila
man.
Tequila. I mean, her name's kind of, I mean, you're already
Yeah.
halfway there.
dude. Imagine how shocked I was when I found out she was Vietnamese because I was like, ain't no way you're acting like
Disappointed?
this. Yeah. I'm like, there's no way your parents is okay with this. She has like a full-on Vietnamese name. Oh, she was born in Singapore though. So,
Tequila is Vietnamese origin? I didn't know that.
Yeah, tequila.
Hold
is
on,
Vietnamese
hold on.
origin.
There's so much pride for Vietnam. And he goes, but she was born in Singapore.
Yeah, it doesn't count,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Does
get her
that
out
make
of
her? Yeah.
No,
yeah.
no, get her out of here. Get her. It's like
Just
that's
immediately
fraud.
deflated.
yeah.
Fraud.
Yeah, it's like that fraud that played for Ireland during the Olympics, the Vietnamese motherfucker. Get him out of here, dude.
I think he was actually Vietnamese though. I don't
He-
know where he was born.
Well, he has to have a Irish citizenship,
Yeah.
no? Yeah, so he's either born there or he's naturalized there.
Yeah.
But regardless, there's so many famous Vietnamese people, but they're never like a good example of a Vietnamese person, like ever. I'm gonna name them off. So off the top of the chart, Tila Tequila.
Okay.
Was
Number
she
two.
one?
Yeah, number 2, Tyga. Did you guys know that Tyga is Vietnamese?
Is Tyga a rapper?
Yes, he's the guy that did Black and Yellow.
Oh,
Or no, that's
No,
Wiz Khalifa.
yeah, I was gonna
He's the guy that
say.
he's the guy that did Rack City.
Yeah, I don't know that song.
Okay, well, anyway, he's Vietnamese.
Okay, number 2.
That's number 2. Number 3, Janine Mai. That was
You're
on.
losing me already.
She's on that talk show that all like housewives watch.
The View?
Yes.
Jenny Mai?
Jenny Mai, Jenny Mai.
Jenny
correct.
Mai. She
Jenny
was
Mai,
like
sorry.
the Disney Channel person and then was the host of Wipeout.
She was on Disney Channel?
Isn't she the one who's married to Macaulay Culkin?
No, that's Brenda
No, that's-
Songs.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
You're getting your Asian mixed up,
I
man.
am.
And then right at number 4, Olivia Munn. And okay, that's it. Yeah,
She's
that's just-
Vietnamese?
she's
I didn't know
Vietnamese.
that until recently. I saw
Yeah.
she's marrying John Mulaney, and I saw
Yeah.
he was referencing how he loves her Vietnamese family. I'm like,
Yeah.
huh, didn't know she was Vietnamese. Oh,
So
and
you're gonna
here
get
you
to
go.
number 4 until they're like decent people?
All right, and then
Yeah,
number,
well, she
number
was-
5,
she-
Winston. I'm filling in for you the Bachelorette, whoever that is.
Oh, she's not a bad person. She just
Oh wait, what's wrong with Olivia Munn? She's a bad
That's
person.
what I was saying.
There was like I think she was, I don't want to say she was a bully, but there was something that she did recently that everyone was just like, huh, fuck that bitch.
Everybody loves you until they don't, and then they come piling on, man.
Well, yeah, you know why she's a bad person? She was on G4. That's enough to
G4 was great.
Yeah, exactly.
G4 was YouTube before it was YouTube.
Right. So Tila Tequila, Vietnamese, had a show on MTV.
Taste the tequila.
You may have seen some of these music videos on MTV. Moving into the playlist.
Great segue.
Thank you.
Let's get Tila Tequila on the show.
I was gonna say it was a little labored, but I appreciate the effort.
Yeah. But before we do, do you think Tila Tequila got anything going for her life right now? Like, you think she'll appear on our show?
Absolutely not.
I'm sad that
she might then. She might appear on the show. She has nothing going on.
I should reach out to her on a DM and be like, hey, from one Vietnamese to the other. And she's like, I was born in Singapore, you little bitch. I'm like, fuck. She heard what I said about her.
Yeah. Well, that's unfortunate that that's taking up space in my brain, but I always like mixed those two up. John Legend's wife and like they were interchangeable of like, you know, and again, so that sounds racist, but they were just sort of random Asian like fringe celebrities.
That's okay. All right. Anyway, to the playlist.
Checking out Tony's birth year top hits. We're looking at
1980s.
1988.
I'm still looking up Tila Tequila's like.
Just let it go, man. I'm sorry. Sorry. One, I'm sorry that takes up space in my brain, and two, I'm sorry I mentioned it.
Oh, check it out. You can find her profile on MySpace. She's not on anything else. But
is MySpace still around? I remember Justin Timberlake like pumped some money into that trying to revive it, and then you never heard of it again.
Right. Anyway, Tony's birth year top hits.
Coming to this, initial thoughts from everybody.
It was so good, man. I'm actually jealous of your playlist. It's not even fair.
I hate to be smug about it, but it was freaking good.
Yeah, so and I really don't think my playlist would be able to live up to this, like, genuinely.
One thing I had a couple thoughts about this. In the 80s, you had, you know, the mega celebrity. You had Madonna, you had Michael Jackson, you had Prince, you had George Michael. Most of those end up on here, but the one thing that struck me, okay, Michael Jackson's on here, but the Michael Jackson songs are none of the ones off Thriller. And
because it wasn't a year, no?
Billie Jean was Billie Jean not on Thriller?
Billie Jean was on Thriller. That made the list. Did I overlook that?
Right.
But
no, I don't think Billie Jean's on here. Dirty Diana was.
Dirty Diana is. That's
right.
Sorry.
So you've got The Way You Make Me Feel. You've got Man in the Mirror, and you've got Dirty Diana.
What year was?
It was sometime. It was 1984, 85. 19... is when Thriller came out.
Yeah, that's why I'm going. It's not on the 1988 playlist then.
Yeah,
we're just doing 88.
Yes, it's his birth year.
Oh man, I'm so
come on, man.
This is every top song.
I thought it was 80s. I'm sorry, we're talking
each
80s.
week of 1988.
1988. Okay.
Just 1988.
Okay. Then that answers my question, because I was going to say there's no Prince on here. Prince was, you know, all over the place in the 80s.
Not in 88.
Not 88. Yeah, he was on his way out.
Kudos to him for making 1999. I mean, I wonder how much that dude got paid with that year.
Are we going to do the three S's?
We are.
Okay, perfect. I love that.
I knew 28 of these 33 songs going in, which I was rather impressed with myself with, because it's just really hit after hit here. But we're gonna start off. On
technically,
the low end.
It is, of course. These are number one.
Yes,
it is indeed.
But some of that is this is objectively these were the hits, but subjectively we're about to talk about them.
Right.
And we're gonna start at the low end, and we're gonna talk about the stinkers this time.
Okay. Stinkers.
What song in this playlist did you just go, this song's not that good?
It's hard to say, because there is a lot of really good song on here.
There is.
If I'm being for real, like the one that I do think is a giant stinker is Monkey by George Michael.
Really?
It's not a good song.
It's a
genuinely
song about
do not like it.
I think I can't tell if I don't know. Is it about an ex? Is it about addiction? Yes. Is it about fame? I don't know.
Well, I guess so, yeah. No, it's about an ex.
Tony knows. He told him.
You have to play the song. You have to play the song first.
There's lyrics here. Why do I have to share my baby with a monkey?
It's my baby monkey.
Yeah.
I don't know, just not a
There's a-
good song. I listened for the vibe, and this was not a vibe
Yes,
at all.
your monkey's back again. Do you want him now like you did back then? It's about an ex.
I don't know, man. Could be addiction resurfacing. I'm just saying.
It
Could
could
be.
be.
Who knows?
Could be.
Yeah, everybody was doing monkeys back in the 80s. You guys don't know about that?
Snorting monkey shoulder.
Yeah, you go to every club and they were like, you want to bump with the monkey?
Yeah. With a
Um,
monkey. Yeah, la la.
Yeah, it's just not a good song. Like we talked about this before. I listened for the vibes, and I just did not like the vibe of this song. It just made me like cringe, kind of not so much cringe, but like uncomfortable rather. It just I don't like the beat. I don't like the lyrics. I don't like any of it.
Yeah, so I will say if we're talking George Michael hits, when Faith came out, I remember thinking that sounded nothing like anything on the radio then. Like it stuck out because it was like, I mean, now it doesn't sound super dated because it's just acoustic guitar and him singing.
'Cause I gotta have faith. I gotta have faith. Because I got to go for faith. I got to have faith.
When that came out, it was weird. I was like, holy, it was very, very different from what everything sounded like. Are we doing all of Winston's? But if I'm going to throw out a stinker,
we're doing stinkers right now. Yep.
Yeah, we're doing stinkers.
You're going to be shocked for the one I pick out here. And I did not love that George Harrison song. I've got my mind set on you.
Which leads me to that is the bridge between me and Brian's
Ding,
playlist.
ding, ding, ding. It's like a
Yeah.
That
Brian
comes with our
had-
daily double.
Brian had 3 of the 4 Beatles. The missing Beatle was George Harrison, who shows up on mine here.
I mean, he wrote "Here Comes the Sun," and then you listen to this, and you're like, okay.
I got my mind set on you. I got my mind set on you. I got my mind set.
It's not bad. It's catchy.
It's
not a good
alright.
You're right. It's not a great song, but
Yeah.
it's not terrible.
No. Honestly, I don't think any of these are bad, and the ones that you may think are bad, I just like,
Chad
the-
is calling to cancel you again, Brian. It's
Why are they
Ryan
calling?
now.
Why are they
Does
trying
it-
to call?
They like
apparently
George
they like this
Harrison.
song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I'm the biggest Beatles fan on here.
To
and
be
I-
fair, the same person that typed that comment also liked Horn, so it's just like your comment is valid. Let's just keep
He's
it
been
going.
labeled. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But George Michael's by far, I think, has the biggest presence on here. He's got 4 songs.
Yeah.
He's got
he's
Faith,
huge.
Faith, Monkey, Father
Father
Figure,
Yeah.
and my stinker, One More Try.
I've had enough of danger.
Yeah, no,
One
Yeah.
More Try is, especially compared to the other ones, and I like Monkey. I don't mind it. It's not one of his big hits, but One More Try is just, it's so weak.
Yeah.
Especially on this playlist. It's just like, ugh.
Right.
It's not good.
yeah. Every single one of these songs, like even Will to Power with "Baby I Love Your Way" / Freebird, which is just funny that they kind of go into Freebird at the end of that.
Yeah.
I certainly would never put that on, but that was all. It was on the radio, and it's like I don't hate it, but I'm certainly never like rolling down the car, rolling in my car, going, I need to hear some Will to Power.
Right.
I couldn't tell you another song they sang.
I don't know either. I will tell you, I got a lot of 80s music on my phone. This is on there.
Oh, really?
Baby I Love Your Ways on my...
Really?
Yes. I like
Really?
it enough to have it downloaded.
I love that it could theoretically go "Sweet Child O' Mine," "Baby I Love Your Way," and then "Kokomo" by the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
Which,
Let me tell you about "Kokomo" by the Beach Boys. So this is when the Beach Boys, I think, probably had John Stamos from Full House to tie it into the TV brackets, playing drums for them.
I got another tie-in, but go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. And in Indiana, the state from which I hail, there's a Kokomo, Indiana. And it's really just one of those towns that's kind of in the middle of nowhere. I would occasionally pass through Kokomo, and the thing I remember about Kokomo is on the way home from college, you'd pass through there, and they had a sign that said, "Eat here, get gas." And that was the stop. You would fill up your car. I never ate there to find out if I indeed got gas, but I did get gas there. This was their sort of comeback. This is the
Yes.
Beach Boys trying to be relevant in the 80s.
Yeah. If you like the song at all, I don't recommend Winston, but there is a great Kokomo music video with the Muppets. And it's just delightful. It's so good.
Oh, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's move on. I want to see, we talked Super 70s last time. What song on here do you feel just goes, this is the 80s? This song is the 80s.
Ooh.
Is that what S is that? Is that
Super
surprise or is it
80s.
Super
Super
80s?
80s.
Oh, freaking Sweet Child of Mine, man. What a
Okay.
song. I freaking love that song. I
It's
really
such a good classic
Yeah.
song.
Yeah. And the guitar at the beginning. Oh,
Well,
so
I'm
good.
going to throw out a double. So we have a song from Tiffany,
Mm-hmm.
and we also have a song from Debbie Gibson. So
the
Deb's-
Debbie
Deb-
Gibson song was really good. I really
and
did
so
like that
Debbie
one.
Gibson and Tiffany were like the 80s. They were like these young girls. I think We're Alone Now was Tiffany's biggest hit, and it was filmed in
Yes.
malls. And they like suddenly Debbie Gibson and Tiffany were like these two battling like young 80s starlets, I
Mhm.
guess.
Right.
Those are very, very 80s to me. And I mean, Rick Astley, come on. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Never Gonna Give You Up.
Never gonna give, never gonna give.
Not only that,
Yeah,
he-
but I can't listen to that song seriously anymore because
That's
of
true.
because of the whole Rick rolling thing.
Right. And then, of course, his follow up, Together Forever, which was the follow up to, I guess, they struck while the iron was hot and put that sucker out.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say it's the
sounds-
same beat. It
Sounds
literally
very
just-
similar.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Need You Tonight by NXS. The sound of that song is just, it makes me picture an 80s mall.
Yeah.
And-
It
Yeah.
makes me picture the mall hearing NXS.
So we haven't picked it yet, but In Excess Kick, the album that's on,
Mhm.
is one I would recommend. That would be in my top 10 albums you like have to hear. That album is amazing. And I'm sad Michael Hutchins died so early because I think In Excess could have been like a band that was still In Excess is fantastic, at least up through this album. Winston, if you have a long road trip, I suggest throwing in Excess Kick.
Okay, sure.
Great album.
I will listen to it whenever I have a long road trip. That will be up there.
We're going to move on to our third S. We're looking at surprises. What song on here
Surprise.
had you maybe never heard before that it was surprising, or like you've heard again and you're like, this is a lot better than I remember it being?
Let me look through the playlist again.
I'll throw mine out quick because we just talked about it. Mine is going to be Foolish Beat by Debbie Gibson.
Just a foolish beat of mine.
It was one of the five that I'm like, I
Oh,
don't
wow, that's
recognize
funny.
that song, but I
That's
listened to it and I
really
went, ooh.
You know what mine was? Mine was we just talked about it too. Freaking it's the Tiffany song. Could have been.
Could've
I
been.
really like the vibe of Could Have Been. It was just super smooth. If I
That's really
remember
funny.
it.
That's really
Yeah.
funny. So
What's
let
yours,
me-
Ryan?
keep in mind, I know all of these songs. Like there
Yeah.
was no surprises at all.
Yeah.
But I would say I loved it then, and it still holds up as a great song. Is Wishing Well. Now on here you have the artist's actual name, but it's at the time it was Terrence Trent D'Arby. He had an
Wishing
apostrophe-
Well I kind of didn't like it.
What?
Believe it. I don't know. It was just the way he was singing it, I guess.
We're being pursued by two objects. Looks like one's another U-boat. The other appears to be Terrence Trent D'Arby.
I listed songs for my mother and she went, that's not a great song. And I went, what's wrong with Wishing Well? It's not bad. Well, I understand, yeah.
Wishing well, the kiss and tell. Oh, wishing well, rock a dog, she get up.
Oh, well then if not that, then Wild Wild West. That song was so great, and it still is good.
By the Escape Club. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild, wild west. Wild, wild west.
Their only song as far as I know. So also in this time, personally, so Bad Medicine, Bon Jovi.
What a
I
song.
loved.
Such a good song.
So I remember trying to get tickets to see Bon Jovi on this tour. This is when you called in, like, so again, I didn't have the opportunity to wait in line for tickets like I've told you about before. So you also had the option of calling in Ticketmaster, and you would
Oh,
literally hit redial and it would be busy, and you'd hit redial and it would be busy. And I tried to get tickets to this tour and I was unable to because the phone line for Ticketmaster was always busy.
I thought you
Jeez.
were going to say you're called into a radio station
No,
Oh,
and
no,
tried
no.
to win,
hilarious.
tried to win tickets.
That wouldn't be uncommon because I'm certain
Yeah.
I've done that went on several occasions. I will say, I don't think I've told this story, but this is not, I did not win concert tickets, but my dad actually, back when the Bears, this goes back to like an early episode, when the Chicago
The
Bears,
Bears. The
were
Bears.
into Super Bowl that year with all of the classic Bears, your Walter Paytons, your Jim McMahons, your William the Refrigerator Perry were on the team. My dad called up to WGN, that was Chicago's AM radio station.
Superstation.
Yeah, and won tickets to go down on the field during a Bears practice session.
Dang.
And I got to go down. We went up there and we got to walk down on Soldier Field, and like we're walking around, and you got to ask the Bears for their autographs. So I have
that's
like
super sick.
all of the Super Bowl autographs, all of the like the most famous Bears at the time. Yeah, he won tickets to that by calling in a radio station. So
That's
I
awesome.
can guarantee you, I spent a lot of time attempting to call radio stations to win anything in my youth.
That's
Do
cool.
do they still do gives away on the radio nowadays?
Yes. So I recently just went to a concert and saw Foreigner
Yeah.
and Styx.
The Foreigners?
No,
Oh,
just famous band Foreigner.
not the. Okay.
Where is Foreigner from? Where's the Foreigner from?
Yeah.
Where are they foreigners to?
Yeah, where are they foreign
The
of?
foreigners.
So wherever they are Foreigner.
The
But they
foreigners
were
from New Zealand. I mean, that was
Right.
the Shriners were there selling like CDs and vinyls of some of the big songs from both of these bands, and they were
Oh.
doing like a ticket raffle for a guitar signed by all the members of both bands.
Oh, I thought it
Oh,
was the
nice.
Shriners doing covers of Foreigner. That
Oh,
would
that would be crazy and awesome in their little hats, in their little cars. Yeah,
I would've
but
bought that.
there was a local rock radio station who had another guitar, again signed by both bands, that they kept advertising they would be giving away the next morning.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, apparently
I
radio,
didn't know that
radio's
they.
trying to keep relevant, you know.
I was gonna say I didn't think they had funding like that anymore in this day and age, but I guess they do.
I mean, I think they probably got a guitar and helped sponsor the event or something and got the signatures for free. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
So Foreigner is a British American rock band formed in New York City.
Huh.
So they're mostly Americans.
I was
They're not-
yeah.
They're not foreign at all.
I guess here, maybe they adopted that name when they played overseas. I'm not sure.
Could be.
That's really funny. So some honorable mentions on this list. I would be
We'll do that because we still got a top 3 to go. But go ahead.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know this is not going to make anybody's top 3, but we gotta talk about "Don't Worry, Be Happy." That
God,
song.
I hate that song
What?
so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
What a shit song.
Thank
That
you.
song was everywhere.
I hate it.
I know it because
I
it was in
hate
like a Walmart commercial, I think. Or like
That's probably
yeah.
back when they had the smiley face stickers and everything.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. God,
Boy,
I hate
this goes back. Last episode I mentioned, I went, it's too upbeat, it's too happy. This is the song from
This
this
is the
playlist.
one to-
I hate it. I hate it.
I
It's not
think
a
a
good
lot of
song.
people, I think it was overplayed. I found it amusing and I don't hate it. And I lived through it. So I think its afterlife is probably what killed it for most people, probably being used in ads and
It's got some
Yeah.
fun whistling in it, but that's
Bobby
it, yeah.
McFerrin is amazing. Like he is amazing. If you want, here's what I will tell you. One thing I saw.
I'm not gonna go listen to any of his other stuff off of "Don't Worry, Be Happy" alone.
No,
I
but-
just want you to know that.
I just thought the exact same thing. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I don't care how great he is, Brian. I'm not gonna listen to anything else. He's not even gonna sing. He's just gonna get on the mic and start talking to you like
Somebody
this.
in chat said
Like-
singing bass.
Yeah, that's
There
oh
you
yeah,
go.
exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Man, I hope he gets paid every time one of those bass turns its head and says that. But there was something. Hang on. Bear with me here. I want to make sure I'm speaking true before I say this.
Oh no, save Brian. There's a bear with him. Sorry, it's a bad joke, but it's still funny.
Tough crowd.
Yeah. Oh, yee.
Bobby McFerrin does an amazing demonstration of the power of octaves on like singing.
Okay.
And I'm not going to do a good job explaining it here, but he's on stage and he like shows one section of the audience is like, sing this note. And then he walks, 2 steps to his right and says, sing this note. And it's an octave, right? And so then he starts singing having these sections of the audience sing the octaves, and he stands here and he's like, oh, then he jumps over here and he goes up one, and then he jumps an additional one, and then everybody's able to sing that, and then he jumps down of one he hasn't showed them, and everybody's brain figures it out. So it's very cool. So if I can do anything to redeem him, Bobby McFerrin, in your minds, watch the video of him demonstrating octaves.
He's just teaching music theory.
Yeah, like that's what my college professor did.
But he's showing how that it's not taught, that it's inherent, that like your brain knows how to vibrate in octaves.
Your brain,
cool.
the human brain just doesn't like dissonance.
Right. I've just
So it will just
watched
yeah.
the video.
Okay. All right. Guess what? We'll link it.
We're so haters,
We'll
right?
link
There's
it.
no amount of videos you can show
Screw
us. that would
Bobby
make-
McFerrin.
Yeah, get him out of here.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right.
All right. Let's go back to the positivity. Winston,
Trying, man.
what are your
Trying.
top 3 songs off of this list?
Hold on. Let me pull it up. Okay, top 3 song right at the top of the list. Sweet Child Mine. Such a good song.
Good pick.
Number 2, Fate. Super good song. Number
have it.
3, believe it or not, Bad Medicine by Bon Jovi.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Really liked it. So that's my top 3.
It's a good song. It's a little overplayed for me.
Where are you
that
hearing
was my
Bon
first time-
Jovi?
yeah. My first
Are you
time ever
hanging out in
hearing it.
arcades and like
I
pool halls?
listen to a lot of 80s music.
He waits for kids to walk by and just slam into the machines and then it turns off.
I listen to a lot of 80s
Collar
music.
and his leather jacket.
I listen to a lot of hair metal, so Bon Jovi
Okay,
comes up
all
a
right.
lot.
Fair enough.
Fine.
Brian, you got a top 3?
Oh man, I want to hear yours, because if
Okay.
you don't mention this, I do have one I need to mention. Not my
That's
top
fair.
3, but needs to be talked about.
I'm gonna do a countdown like I did last time. My
Okay.
number 3, "The Flame" by Cheap Trick.
That's not
A bit of a Cheap Trick, a 70s band, but kind of a resurgence with this song in the 80s.
It's, not quite hair metal, but on the verge, the kind of. On the complete opposite end of the spectrum, man, do I love a ballad. My number 2, "Hold On to the Nights," Richard Marx.
Ah, Dick Marks. All right.
Ooh, it's good.
Yeah,
Chicago's
Carl's
own
Mark's
Richard
brother,
Marx.
right?
Yes, right. Yeah. Yes. Karl Marx, and then he's also rated to the Marx Brothers. Chico,
I was gonna say
Harpo,
Groucho,
and-
yeah.
and Groucho. Thank you.
My number 1, again, I've said it before in the podcast. I do love hair metal. Love Bites.
Love Fights.
Okay.
That's really good.
So, fun fact, Jackson's, my first concert, the Jackson's Victory Tour in Comiskey Park in Chicago. A second concert, my cousin took me to this, Def Leppard in Chicago. It was amazing. I
One
went
of the-
out of there, and I'm pretty sure all of my hearing loss stems from that very concert.
That's
It
why
was-
it's called Death Leopards. Brian.
Exactly.
It's
exactly.
It's one of the few bands I've seen in person live, and boy, were they good. Now let me ask this: how many arms did the drummer have when you saw them?
Wait, what?
It was
He lose an
indeed.
arm?
Oh,
The drummer was in a car accident, lost an arm. He's incredible.
bus
with
accident.
Only
yes.
one arm.
No, that's
yeah.
crazy.
Hysteria tour, one arm. In the round. So they were in the
Oh.
middle of the stadium, or actually it was in Rosemont Horizon, so it was indoors, and they had the rotating stage.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
as a drummer, yeah, I was floored. But yeah, the Hysteria tour. Additional too much information. Fun fact: in my algebra class, I drew a countdown on the desk. We had the concert tickets way in advance, and like I would cross down every day before until
That's
the Def Leppard
hilarious.
concert. And my cousin drove.
Like
me,
you were
and
in prison, Brian. Just
It was.
tally marks.
Yeah. And I was so psyched for that tour. It was the Hysteria tour, which I think is probably the best Def Leppard album. But yes, one armed drummer Amazing.
There's so many good hits on that album.
Oh.
I couldn't help but laugh when I saw them. They stop in the middle for a ballad, and like most of the band comes out with acoustic instruments, acoustic guitars, and
What did the
acoustic
drummer
bass.
play?
The poor drummer comes out with like a shaker egg because that's all that he could do. I'm like, that poor dude.
Cowbell?
That poor
Nope,
guy,
that requires two hands.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Oh man.
Oh, wow.
All right, Brian, your top three.
All right, man.
That's so
Yep.
terrible.
That's horrible. So I will say, I'm gonna do like you. I'm gonna count down from 3 to 1. In the day, I would have not said Faith, but I would put Faith at number 3 because I mean that's an amazing song.
It
But-
just
It
missed
is
my
good.
top three.
Hang on, before we jump in, nobody mentioned Whitney Houston's "So Emotional," and nobody mentioned UB40 "Red Red Wine." Those songs were everywhere in the
Yeah, I
80s.
wasn't alive, man. I wouldn't know.
Don't
So
you remember,
Emotional is good.
Winston?
The verses in So Emotional are sort of weak. The chorus is good.
It's all about the chorus. Yeah, it's all about the chorus.
What else did you mention? Red Red Wine?
Yeah,
Red, Red
UB40.
I
Wine.
just
That
so-
song was everywhere.
I listened to this playlist through YouTube Music, and it has a neat thing where you can just listen to the audio, or you can click and let the playlist run through the music videos if there are any.
Oh.
And the Red Red Wine music video is absolute trash. It was so bad watching it. I almost like this song less now.
Okay.
Um,
So we're going for now though, right?
yes.
Like okay, now
let me
now how I feel
continue to
about
interrupt
these
you while I'm
songs.
talking about music videos. Man in the Mirror, just would like to point out
Oh,
the
yeah,
key
yeah.
change. The key so the song's about being a better person, helping the world get better. And
Mm.
like the first half is all like terrible stuff. And man, in the 80s, did the 80s love talking about Ethiopia?
Yeah.
They freaking loved it. There's a lot of Ethiopian kids in that music video. And then
USA for Africa, man.
it switches to like hopeful things. The key change and the flip in focus is an atom bomb explosion.
What?
And I'm just like, wild.
If you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that shine. Starting with the man in the mirror.
I'm a sucker when they go up a step. It is a very it's a ploy in songwriting. I don't care. Every time I love it. I don't care. I love it every time when they
It's
go
a
up
good
step.
key change, but to have an atomic explosion be your key change is
So
insane.
crazy. Yeah,
It's in the video.
crazy.
On the song
yes.
it's not. It's just the key change, but in
Yes.
the video indeed there are explosions.
But
okay.
number 2, sorry.
Okay. So yeah, if we're going by today, I'm gonna go Wishing Well by Terrence Trent D'Arby.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, man,
really?
that song is good.
You like the sycamore tree, Brian?
Yeah. Roll with it. I've grown to love, but that's not number 1. I'm just mentioning that as I'm going down the thing, and I loved at the time Bad Medicine. Nobody mentioned Poison. Every Rose Has Its Thorn.
Every
that was
rose has its
huge.
thorn. It's really good. I really like
Right.
that one.
Faith,
Um,
Every Rose Has Its Thorn, and
no.
Look Away just missed my top list.
Okay, those are not in there, but I'm gonna stick with In Excess as Need You Tonight as my number 1. I love that. I mean, and
Okay.
I'm telling you, man, In Excess is one of those bands I loved at the time, and like as time has passed on, that album, particularly Kick, is amazing.
Slide over here and give me a moment. Your moves are so raw. I've got to let you know. I've got to let you know.
Notice how none of us had "Never Gonna Give You Up" in our top 3.
No, man, everybody got rickrolled.
Exactly.
All right, that was 1988.
Nobody mentioned Billy Ocean too. Again, having been there, Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car was everywhere. Everywhere.
Out of my dreams. Get into my
Animated over live music
Is
video.
Billy Ocean like Billy Idol or no?
No, it's William Ocean. He
Oh,
That would be an interesting music video for you to go watch, Winston, because it's
get out of my car, or get in my car, or whatever.
Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car. It's a lot of it is him going through a car wash, and there's like he's got a soft top convertible, but animated water fills up his car, and then there's a fish, and then there's a
Yeah, I'm looking it up right
a
now.
cartoon dog playing the sax in the middle of it. Like it's like, okay,
Late
interesting.
80s, man. Late 80s.
Yeah.
So I'd like you guys to
Oh,
take,
he's
well,
driving a Porsche, dude.
he wants her to get into his car. I mean, come on, he's got to roll with it, some
Yeah.
sweet ride. I would
Oh,
like you
yeah.
to look at the cover for for Poison. Open up and say the album. Take a look at that cover. Now, I'd like to let you know that cover was censored because it was deemed too offensive.
The big tongue.
Oh, why?
That was deemed too offensive at the time.
Because it's like demon looking? Or...
Yeah, Demon Lady was too offensive.
Ah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we got Two Live Crew.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me love you long time.
What year was that?
Me love you long time?
Oh, me so horny.
Oh,
Winston, if you're gonna say it,
me
say it
so
correctly.
horny.
Yes.
Sorry, man. We've had this conversation. That would be 89. So
Okay.
a year
So
after.
next
80s,
year.
so 1 year after this.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So
that-
Demon too much next year. Like
Booty is okay.
yeah.
Well, keep in mind
Multiple
though,
booty.
the
Yeah.
booties had the parental advisory sticker on it, which
It doesn't
didn't-
cover it though. It doesn't. Well,
No,
it
but
covers
it-
3 of the 4.
It didn't exist in 1988, I don't think. And then just to round out this list, we had Phil Collins doing, I believe, a 60s cover tune with a groovy kind of love.
The quality of that song is not great. It doesn't have the same like reverb Phil Collins sound that you expect from him.
Yeah.
Good cover, bad production.
But yeah, what is funny though about looking at all these songs, again, this was back when radio was your primary music delivery device. I mean, all of these songs, I look at them, I'm like, I know that song, I know that song. I know every single one of these songs. I can immediately jump to the chorus of every single one of these songs. Even Expose, and I wasn't an Expose fan but Seasons Change, I remember
Seasons
it.
change.
Yeah, see? There you go.
So Winston's playlist will be released
find-
whenever this episode goes out. It'll be a
Yeah.
1999 playlist.
1999, which will not contain Prince's hit 1999
Yeah.
because that came out in
No.
1980 something.
What a shame.
Songs charted so long. It was a very short playlist, so I
Yeah.
pulled some big songs that charted number
Really?
one
They just stuck there?
Yeah.
for weeks, man.
So what I hope to do on the next one is I'm going to do some research into current, because I'm curious currently. Obviously, back then it was radio play, record sales, cassette
Yeah.
sales, vinyl sales, all of that played into chart positions.
Imagine if there was TikTok back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine.
45 seconds. This song's chorus has been streamed 1 billion times.
I think there was in 52 weeks of a year, 15 just number one songs. That's all that there was.
That's crazy.
So
Wow.
I did pull some number one hits from the UK, which
Yeah.
brought it up to 20 songs.
Did you know
Um,
the additional 5 or whatever?
Yes, I
Yeah,
pulled them
okay.
because I went, people will recognize these. I'm not pulling Robbie Williams.
Hey, man. We've
Listen,
talked about
Millennium?
Robbie Williams. Millennium,
Fine,
great.
but it's not on this list. So I
That's
didn't
right.
pull no Robbie Williams. Sorry.
Who's Robbie Williams?
Go listen to Millennium by Robbie Williams. That's the only song you need to hear by
I
him. It doesn't
believe
matter.
if I can draw a parallel, Robbie Williams was Harry Styles before
yeah.
Harry Styles. I believe he was
Okay.
in a boy band, maybe. I don't know which one, but then I think he went solo and then had a hit. Or
Ah.
you're Justin Timberlake, or let's see. I don't think any of the new kids on the block went
No.
solo and then had their own hits.
Nor did Backstreet Boys, right? Does anybody from Backstreet Boys went solo, or were they always?
I'm sure they probably did, but obviously, if none of us can draw a hit, an immediate like solo Backstreet Boys hit, it didn't.
Yeah.
happen. So, but yeah, was he Take 5 or is that a girl group?
Yeah, I think that's a different group. He was in a group called Take That.
Take that.
Take that.
Yes.
Oh,
He
Hey,
launched
name.
his solo career in 1996 with a cover of George Michael's Freedom
no
reached-
way.
that reached number 2 in the UK. Mhm.
Oh, well, there
Ah.
you go. See that? Yeah, they're a little different.
Why did we just start learning about Robbie Williams' history? That's so weird. Just didn't know
I
who the
just-
guy was.
Tony and I just knew that he had a hit in the United States with Millennium, which is a good song, man. It's
He's a British guy.
He's British, yes.
Ah, okay, all right, yeah.
That's why I was like, no one else is going to know any of these other songs by him. It's
Yeah.
just, no one cares.
Have
Nobody
you
cares.
this is like a interesting conversation I always want to have is, have you guys ever noticed that there's song that chart in like Australia and Canada that we would have never heard of?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because
Like-
most of the time, I believe they're like country, hometown
like
heroes, so to speak.
Yeah, like Canadian pop songs or weird. I don't know. I saw a TikTok about it once, and I'm like, I don't know who the hell this is. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they get to
but-
Justin Bieber or what? Shania Twain? Or
Yeah, or Drake. But I mean, that's like the 3 Canadians I
I was
know.
gonna say Brian Adams.
Alanis Morissette?
Wait,
Come on, we
Brian
can keep
Adams
going. Come
is-
on.
Brian Adams is
Adams is-
Canadian.
Oh, really?
Come on, I got a load of Alanis Morissette. We're playing a game. What else? What are you famous Canadian, famous Canadian singers? Rush.
Who's Rush?
What do you? Oh my goodness.
I don't know who that is.
Rush is it? What are you eyeing me as a classic rock fan, Tony? You don't know Rush?
Oh, I know Rush. I'm just math on Rush. Again,
Interest.
I'm a lyricist, dude. Again,
Okay, I will give. I will
Steve
give you that.
Steve Perry's nickname was The Voice. I mean, that's why I'm going them, Def Leppard, Foreigner. I like these bands because I like the vocals.
Okay, all right, I'll give you that because yeah, Rush's lyrics were kind of ridiculous.
Yes.
Modern day warrior, mean
Oh.
style. His name's Tom Sawyer. Mean. What does he even say after that? I don't even know.
Okay, I got a few more names for our famous Canadian singer, Avril
Cheating.
Lavigne.
What did you
Avril
say?
Lavigne.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's absolutely
Av-
cheating. He looked it up.
Avril-
Yeah, no, I know.
Lavigne, okay.
Yeah, no. At this point, I already gave up. But I'm just like, there's a. Did you know Paul Anka was Canadian?
We're
Oh,
going
I
way
didn't know.
back now.
Did not know
Yeah.
that. The Weeknd is Canadian.
It's a dumb band. name, by the way.
Neil Young is Canadian.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's well. I guess he's born in. Yeah. I mean, I don't think he got popular in Canada by any means.
He was
but-
born in Singapore, moved to Canada.
Yeah, probably. Probably. But yeah, otherwise it's just like people we would not know. Like, who the hell is Snow?
Snow, Informer. Okay, let me jump in here. So back in the early 90s, I
Canadian reggae musician and
yes,
rapper.
So Snow was a white guy. Snow claimed, I don't know if he did, but he claimed he grew up in the projects with a bunch of Jamaican refugees and learned to have like a patois
Oh
accent. And
god.
so- Informer, the
Yep.
song Informer off the album
Yep.
12
7
Inches of
weeks.
Snow.
7
12
weeks
Inches
at number
Snow.
1.
Yeah,
Can you
this is
believe
where
it?
my wife is going, why do you store this in your brain? I can't help it. I'm sorry that it occupies space. It really needs to be reformatted, but I can't help it. And this song was huge. And it's him rapping. It's this white rapper. This is post Vanilla Ice. We
Right.
can all blame Vanilla Ice for this.
Right.
And it was a huge song, and he's like singing in like half Jamaican patois. It's
Yeah.
the chorus of the song. From this time can sing it.
Informer, you know, say that I'm a stormy, I go blame. I like you bum bum down. Take the man that say that I'm a stormy, stab somewhere down the lane. I like you bum bum
Down
down.
or something of that
Okay, I
effect.
do-
Yes.
I've not heard that.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Side note, when my wife and I were on our honeymoon in Jamaica, we were sitting at the bar talking to the bartender, and he
Snow
slides.
walks by.
He looks really bad. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry, man. You got to take all-inclusive resort vacations now, man.
Yeah.
His slides us the sheet that has patois sayings, and poom poom or poon poon, I can't remember which one it was, is patois slang for vagina. And
Ah.
suddenly this Snow song that my wife and I both remember, we're like, oh, that's what it means. Anyway.
It's one of those songs that has so much
You've heard
slang,
this?
and as soon as you sang the chorus, I went, I recognize this song now. It has so much slang, and the accent is so just strange in
Yeah.
your ear that you just go, I don't know that any of these are real words. It's like
Right.
listening to La Bamba, where you sing along and you go, and you go, no, those are actual words. You go, no, those are da-da-da-da-da-das.
Yes.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
A cover though. Let's point out that was a cover when the movie La Bamba came out, depicting the life and death of Richie Valens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Winston's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
No,
Yeah,
sorry.
that's-
I'm caught up reading more into like famous Canadian
I was
singers.
gonna go, he's looking at Neil Young, man.
Yeah, I did look at the Neil Young, but no, Rolling Stone had Snow as number 50 on most popular Canadian singer. So that's why. Oh,
The list
Celine
is short,
Dion is Canadian. I forgot
Of
about her.
course.
Yeah.
She's French Canadian. Did you see her in the
Yeah.
Olympics? If we're gonna tie this, all
Yeah, I
these-
did.
the
Yeah.
thread through all of them. Okay.
Oh, check
Yeah.
this out. You guys ever heard of a band called The Band?
The band.
No, they're literally called The Band.
The
Band?
band.
Yes.
The Band. Yeah. You ever
Mhm.
heard of them?
The band.
a-
Yes, they're amazing.
That's what an original name.
Yes.
Hey guys, we're starting
Yeah.
a band. What should we call ourselves? What if we just
So-
go with The Band?
Despite last episode's title, that band does use the.
Yeah.
They do. They have to. Otherwise, band just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Then it's like a who's on first routine. Who are you talking about? Band. No, the band.
The band.
That could be a
exactly.
whole episode. It's just talking band names. It's
And then
just
we-
like
And then we give it to some Chicagoans. The band.
The band.
like Bare Naked Ladies, where it's just like
There you go.
they
Canadian
just
band.
they picked that because when their name went on like signs outside clubs, it would be like
Oh, right. Yeah.
live tonight, Bare Naked
Bare
Ladies,
Naked
and
Ladies.
people would show up. It's the constant joke of name your band free beer.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
Tonight, free beer, and people show up, and then they got to listen
Yeah.
to your band, and there's
Yeah.
no free beer.
They show up.
Yeah.
I don't see any naked women, and then they jump into
It's
you know,
been 1 week since you looked at me.
still no naked women.
No,
No,
we
but
need
let's
we need
not
a
bro-
band name, guys. We should
let's-
come up with a band name.
Let's not brush over the band. The band was Bob Dylan's backing band. The band is hugely influential
Well, they're
in
number 6,
American
that's
music
why-
histories.
Yeah, they're
What?
number 6. That's why they're number 6 on best Canadian musician of all time. That's why
Who's number one? Who's number
alright,
one?
Hold on.
If you say
Oh,
Justin Bieber, I'm going to punch you through the screen.
all right, it's number
Drake.
5. Number 5 is Drake.
I
Number 4.
knew it. I freaking I
All
just
right, all
caught
right,
it.
all right. Who
Fine,
do you?
fine.
Who do you think is number 4?
Bieber.
No, Leonard Cohen. It's crazy.
Okay.
Didn't even know
Okay.
he was Canadian.
Okay.
Neither did I.
Number 3, Rush.
There you
Number
go.
2, Neil Young. Number 1,
Brian Adams.
nope, Joni Mitchell. Who the hell is Joni Mitchell?
I'm sorry you don't know who Joni Mitchell is. I didn't know she was Canadian. Joni
Yeah,
Mitchell,
she's-
1960s, amazing singer-songwriter. She played Woodstock. She wrote the song Woodstock.
But number 1 though?
She had a pet bird named Woodstock. I mean, Joni Mitchell is huge. Like, I mean, obviously,
Crickets over here, man. Crickets.
Yeah, no, I have no
no
idea
kidding.
who that is.
yeah. Okay, watch the movie Woodstock. Joni Mitchell's,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, Brian
Really?
Adams is number 30. Tony.
Well, let's
so-
do top 10. I'm curious.
Oh,
if who,
that's garbage.
All right,
I
I'll
agree
do
with that.
I'll
I
do
agree
top
with that.
10. I'll do top
give
10.
me 6
Hold
through
on.
10 or 10 through 6.
Okay, hold on. I'm scrolling.
Well, 6
Oh,
through
But
six.
if you are interested, Justin Bieber is 17, so there's that. But number 10 will be Celine
What?
Dion. Celine Dion's at 10.
Come on, I'm not even into her music, but that's rude.
Yeah.
Okay.
She got to be
Number
top 5,
9.
top 3.
Number 9, Alanis Morissette. Yeah, don't know who that is.
Oh my
Num-
gosh, that's a whole nother
Yeah.
conversation.
Now I'm saddened. Yeah.
Number
we can tie
8.
that into Full House, but we'll get to that later.
Number 8, The Weeknd, which I do think is a really good artist, so I will put him up there.
Yeah, he's doing it. He's a Michael.
Not
James-
above
Michael-
Celine Dion.
No, exactly.
Not
Yeah.
at all ever.
The Weeknd is a Michael Jackson tribute. band
If
at
we're
best,
being
but
honest,
anyway,
what Celine Dion song is there beside the Titanic soundtrack?
it doesn't matter. She's a national treasure.
We
to
got
this
that one. No, no.
country.
Hold on. We
I
talked
said
about
company.
Time Life Greatest Love Songs.
Your
What
love
else?
will go-
What
That's
song?
the Titanic song, though. That's the.
It
that's
is
the
a Titanic song.
No, it's not.
What? What
Okay,
other
anyway.
Celine? Okay.
That's
Let me look
blasphemy.
it up.
I don't
Alright.
even care about her, but that's rude as
All
hell.
right. Number 7 is Shania Twain.
Shania.
Shania Twain.
Fun fact:
Yeah.
Shania Twain's actual name is like Regina something.
Why did she go with that? That would have
Because
been easier.
it's
to
a better
pronounce.
country name. She's a Canadian country singer. You got to come
Yeah.
up with something that sounds.
And then number 6 is the band. Number 5 is
the
Drake.
band.
The band. Number 4, Leonard Cohen. Number 3 is Rush. Number 2 is Neil Young, and number 1 is Joni Mitchell. So
Who made that list?
Rolling Stones.
Don't trust Rolling Stone.
Yeah, I was gonna say they've continually
Yeah.
Apparently, Celine Dion had 2 songs on Ultimate Love Song Collection. She had "Because You Loved Me"
Okay.
and the one at the beginning of the commercial, "The Power of Love."
I'm your lady, and you are my man.
Oh shit!
Oh,
yeah,
there
you're
you
right.
go.
Okay.
There you go. I love that
Yeah,
you're
pretty
using
good
the
song.
ultimate love songs compilation as a more.
Well, it's
legit
something we've
source.
talked about before.
Yeah.
Like we got tie
It's a more
back.
legit source than Rolling
Oh
Stone.
shit! Sarah
Oh, yeah, at this point in
Totally.
time.
Sarah McLaughlin is Canadian. She's
Yeah.
on here
Yep.
at 24.
I love the fact that she said, like, if I knew my song was going to be used for that sad dog commercial, I don't know that I would ever have said okay. It was like a friend of hers that asked. Yeah, those poor
That
sad
song
dogs.
is so depressing.
Every
yeah.
time the commercial comes on, we're like, cameraman, put down your freaking camera, help these dogs.
Yeah, you just go. All right, set up the camera here, and hey, Bill, come in, punch this puppy before we start.
Yeah. Like he's crying and shivering in the corner. Okay, now get that.
They finish filming. They go, all right, we got a shot. Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here. They just
Yeah.
left.
Get the dog.
Leave him in that field.
I'll send you 35 cents, but get the dog, man. Someone back at your place going,
Right.
this is much better than where I was.
Um, But yeah, otherwise, like it's just a bunch of people that I don't really know, like
That's
Broken
fine.
Social Scene, DOA.
Yeah, for the record, who mother who I've brought up because of TikTok
Yes, we
is,
have
is
talked about
Canadian. Yeah, they're Canadian.
You know
All
what's
right.
crazy? You know who's not on the top 50 list? Michael Bubble. Michael Bubble is like Canadian
Shut up.
national treasure.
Is not in the top 50? Michael
No.
Bublé?
No, Michael Bublé is Snows
sure he's-
at 50.
Michael
Again,
Bublé's
I
like,
don't
that's
know.
fine, man. My
Canadian
Christmas
singer
album is
and
going to sell a
songwriter.
million
Yeah,
copies or
again.
a million streams.
Not having Michael Bublé in the top 10 is
yeah.
insane to me.
Fun fact,
Literally.
he was discovered at a wedding. He was a wedding singer discovered by producer David Foster
Oh.
at a wedding. Called up somebody who was like, you got to hear this dude. He
He
sounds
has,
like Frank Sinatra.
he has a side gig as Adam Sandler.
What? He has a side gig as what?
Adam Sandler had a movie called The Wedding Singer.
The Wedding Singer.
Oh.
You made an 80s reference, or is it? No, that's a 90s
That's a
reference.
90s or
Tony.
early 2000s movie.
Yeah. All right, well.
Wasn't
All right.
It was Baby Winston.
Oh boy. I'm going to wrap us up here.
No
Um,
offensive words have been said.
Yeah.
Not this
We
time.
we made it through safely.
Winston, let's be quiet right now.
Listen, we're not done yet. There's still time. Don't screw it up.
Damn.
Hey, thanks for listening. If you like this, tell a friend, tell people about the podcast that you enjoy listening to. Rate and subscribe wherever you're listening so you don't miss new episodes. Friendly reminder, again, downloads help, streams, not so much. If you want us to talk about something, show up live whenever we do episodes. We're here on Twitch. You can always send us an email at podcastxyzxwhyz@gmail.com. You can visit on Instagram where all of our news goes, including when we go live. You can check us out on YouTube, TikTok, our Twitch channel where we do live things like podcasts, supplemental content, game streams from Winston.
Yeah.
Check out, we got merch. Support us there. Get yourself something cool. You can find the merch store. You can find the watch and listen list where we link all the things that we talk about and so much other stuff on our home on the web, podcastxyz.podbean.com. And with that, we will see everybody next time.
See ya.
Yeah.